Well, we've been struggling with infertility, and we just have always wanted children since day one. We knew that children were going to be a part of our family. We thought it was going to come the easy way, just getting pregnant, but God had different plans for us, and after 3.5 years of trying, we decided that we needed to figure out some other options on how God was bringing the kids into our lives. And we were presented with the option of fostering, which we never had thought about before. Didn't really understand, what fostering entailed. But we were told about fostering, and it sounded like a great idea because these kids, they needed someone just to love on them, and that's what we wanted to do. We just wanted someone to love on and to take care of and to just, have as our own for a time. We fostered for, about a year, and then we, actually it wasn't a year, about 3 months. And then somebody in the church was talking to a friend of ours, and she was telling them our story about how, we would love to adopt, or we would love to, have kids, but it just wasn't happening, and we had actually looked into adoption, but there was no way we would be able to afford it. And so this family said, well, if that's the only thing holding them back is money, then we'll fund their adoption. And then adoption became a choice for us.
So after a week of knowing about that, we started looking online. We started looking for different agencies that we wanted to be a part of, and actually my wife did most of the looking. And she found one that she liked the pictures on the website.
It had a bunch of babies on it. I liked the looks of it,
so that was the one that we decided to choose. Well, and on top of that, it was a Christian website, so we felt more comfortable with that because we wanted to be joined together with an organization that had the same values that we did.
Well, I'm in a group at church called Holding On to Hope, and it's a group that has a lot of women who are struggling with different types of infertility, and so I've really been drawn to the word hope. And so when I saw the babies and I saw the name of it was Hope for Families, that was a perfect fit. I just put my
you put the contact
signed up
information
for an email.
And then within 24 hours, we got an email, or did we get an email back? A phone call back. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Got a phone call back.
We got a phone call back, and then within 72 hours, we had our first home study. So it was moving very fast. So in a matter of about a week, we found out about somebody in our church being able to fund the adoption, and then we found the agency and had our home study already. So that went by really fast. At first we were a little apprehensive because we had to have the right fire extinguishers and the right this and that we were really worried about, and we wanted to make sure that our house was spotless so they would know that we are the most clean people in the world. And we went through it, and we found out that it was not as bad as we had expected. And so then when we had to go through a home study again with Hope for Families, it was easy. We were ready for it, and
it was a piece of cake. They just came in, it was explained what the process was going to be like. We hadn't found a birth mother at the time, so they just they
went through the process of what was expected, the looking for a birth mother and all the steps that were going to be needed. But it was really easy. We had lunch with them, and everything went by smooth.
And so my dad had given the prayer request, and the floodgates opened, and we found out actually the night after our home study. I got a call from my stepmom, and she was saying, "You need to come over to our house right now." And I didn't know what to think. I was like, okay. And she's like, it's better than your adoption being paid for in full. So we went over there, and she told us that there was a birth mother who wanted us to be the parents to her child. She didn't know us. She had only heard about us, but she had a feeling. She just knew that we were the ones.
But she knew about us way before we even knew about her. And she had already been pregnant for...
She was already about 3.5 months
3.5 months pregnant before we even knew that there was a little baby that was going to be chosen for us. So then that was only 1 week after finding out about the money.
After making the decision to adopt.
So in a matter of a week, we had the funds to fund the adoption, we had the agency lined up, and we had the birth mother and the baby lined up.
So it totally was a miracle and something that only God could orchestrate.
We were not ready for that.
On March 8th, I get a call from a friend saying, "Oh, are you busy? I have some news for you." I was like, "Well, I just want to let you know that Harrison's here." And he was a month and a half early, and I was scared. I heard about preemies and about all the struggles that they have, and didn't know anything about him. At the time, they didn't know how much he weighed, and they didn't know his condition. They said he was fine, but he was in the NICU, and I was scared.
So you called me
at
lunchtime.
I was crying,
and she cried and said, "Harrison was born." And I didn't know what to say. I said, "What?" And he said, "Harrison was born." And the first thought that went through my mind is he okay? Same question that you had. And all we knew was we were pretty sure that everything was fine.